Hello, welcome to this week's The Story of a Poor Boy. I'm Mikey.
I'm Matt.
We're coming to you after Theresa May's Brexit deal has been shot down again. No, hold on, that's
Woo! Welcome to The Story of a Poor Boy political podcast.
I've just lost our one and only listener right there and then.
The Reds in every respect.
Fucking hell. Oh, starting again. Hello, welcome to The Story of a Poor Boy. This week, Liverpool played Burnley at home. It is not our only game of the week, but it is the only game that has been played so far. Well, when we're recording this, I suppose by the time somebody is listening to this, it's probably going to be after the Bayern game, in which Liverpool have comfortably progressed to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, or comfortably gone out of the Champions League. We'll see, you guys.
Either or.
What we can talk about, though, is Liverpool 4, Burnley 2. Matt, you weren't at the game.
I wasn't, no.
You were being nice and spending time with your girlfriend instead.
It was her birthday present. I got her a fruit bat experience at the zoo. She got to feed
You're
bats.
a fruit bat.
I am a fruit bat. Also, all I've got in my head is the next Labour leader should be just some scouser just going, interviews, lads, they're fucking shite. That's all I've got running through my head.
I accept full responsibility, and I will be running my campaign the second we finish this podcast. No, I mean,
do it.
I've completely lost my train of thought. Right, Liverpool 4, Burnley 2.
I wasn't there. I'm a bad fan. All that.
That was it. Yeah, I remember now. I've talked to you about that already. I mean, it's back to business as usual for Liverpool. After a disappointing result against Everton, of course. But this is a performance, to use Brendan Rodgers' phrase, a performance that's full of character from Liverpool Football Club.
Definitely. It's obviously we've had a few hiccups, road bumps, whatever you want to call them, last couple of weeks. It's nice to see that we haven't completely bottled it, as the media and some fans want us to believe. That Liverpool have thrown in the towel. That Everton game was that was it. That was curtains. City are in the lead. That's it. They're just going to win the league now. It's nice to see that there was a bit of fighting spirit. Just the manner of the goals that we scored. It was very fighting spirit, and with going behind so early to a complete bollocks goal. For heads not to drop and for panic not to set in, I think it was really, really good to see.
Yep, definitely. I think you covered the game pretty well there. I think we could stop recording if we wanted to. No, all jokes aside, it is exactly that. It's exactly what Liverpool needed. It's calm heads. It shows that calm heads are still on the shoulders. This is meant to be a team that's under pressure, and it's wilting under the pressure. And as we can see from this game, these lads, they love the pressure. They're all right with the pressure. They can handle the pressure. Let's go right back to the beginning then. So Sunday, 11 o'clock in the fucking morning when the teams get announced.
Too early.
It's far too early.
I was in the back cave. Not that one, but a back cave. And I didn't get pooed on, so that was good.
Holy fruit bed, Robin. Again, I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah,
lineups.
So 11 o'clock, yeah, lineups come out. Dare I ask, what was your first opinion of the lineups?
Bit confused seeing Lallana start, especially after all the venom fired his way when he came on against Everton. It was a bit odd. It was nice to see Firmino back because I think the Origi experiment, while he did get a goal against Watford, wasn't that good against Everton.
Hey,
what?
Leave Divock alone. I thought Divock was all right against Everton.
It was nice to see the front three back.
Yeah, but I'll give you that. I think it's harsh to say about Divock because I think he did well at left wing, but it's not his fault that he's not as mobile.
Yeah,
he's not as mobile as Sadio Mane.
And that's fair. But my main thought was I'm glad to see Firmino back. And yeah, the Lallana decision in midfield just kind of confused me. Head didn't go necessarily, but it was just oh god, really?
I mean, my head went to a place of just trying to think of funny things that make Adam Lallana a really good neighbour. I've come to the fact that when Jurgen decides his dog needs to go out, he knocks on Adam Lallana's door, and Adam Lallana takes the dog for a walk.
He's always got spare sugar. He's always got spare milk.
He is that kind of fella. He gives Klopp a lift to training every morning. He must do. He's just an all round top guy. You can just tell. No, I mean, all jokes aside, I mean everyone's had their say on Adam Lallana, ourselves included. I think we all kind of thought he was Liverpool were beyond Adam Lallana now. He put in a hell of a performance here, though. He really
did.
It was back to the Adam Lallana of the 6 months we thought he was really good.
He lives. He lives.
He does. He creates the second goal. He's involved in everything good Liverpool do, really, to be honest. So it's a really impressive performance from him. And, you know, there's life in the old dog yet, I guess, with Adam Lallana, and with 8 games to go in the Premier League. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see.
Who thought the midfielder that would be like a new signing would be Adam Lallana rather than Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Yeah.
I mean, we've always think it's Adam Lallana because it happens every 3 months or so. It's Adam Lallana is like a new signing. But this time round, you know, he actually put the performance in to back it up, which is seriously impressive.
It'd be nice to see that continue, especially with Naby Keita having a minor injury and being out of the Bayern game. Maybe that opens the door for Lallana to be more involved in the squad.
I will fucking pull my hair out if he starts against Bayern Munich, though. As well as he's played against Burnley.
Yeah,
if he starts against Bayern Munich. It's
one thing against Burnley. It's another thing against Bayern Munich. But like, we were confused when he started against Burnley. What do we know?
Yeah,
Jurgen Klopp's obviously a very good manager.
Yeah, there's a difference between.
There's a reason we're not.
There's a difference between Burnley and Bayern, but I take your point. We're starting the Brexit midfield, aren't we? It's as simple as that. Henderson, Wijnaldum, and James Milner. I don't know why it's been called that when Gini Wijnaldum's still in there. Do you know what I mean? Gini Wijnaldum's still in there, but that's what it's called on Twitter. It's
the Brexit midfield would be like
Henderson, Lallana, and
Milner
show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? But, yeah.
Maybe everyone's just forgot that Wijnaldum's Dutch.
He's Scouse. That's it. Well, if he was Scouse, no, I'm not going there. I'm not risking losing our one listener. Sorry, Craig. Yeah, so you know, Lallana's fantastic. He's not the only fantastic player on the pitch, though. Mo Salah is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Throughout this game,
does everything but score, just like Watford.
He's involved directly in 3 goals, and it is just I guess it's a sign of the times now that we get bogged down in stats and we just kind of forget about performances a lot. Yeah. Because, for example, I know we've moved on from Lallana, but I saw somebody on Twitter saying about how reading out loads of stats that Lallana had and then saying that's a solid 6 out of 10 performance. And it's like, if you watch the match, it's not. Yeah. He plays really well. He's he's at the heart of everything good Liverpool.
He's the leader of the press again.
And if you're gonna, take that over to Salah, people are questioning how many goals and assists he's getting this season. But at the same time, he's directly involved in 3 goals here for Liverpool. And just because the final ball gets a nick off of a Burnley player or something, it doesn't take anything away from how good Mo Salah's contribution has been in this game. I think it's a shame that we kind of get lost in that.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because you can't have stats. If there were stats that could tell the story of the game, and like expected goals and expected goal chain is getting there for it, then that'd be perfect. But whatever stats that you do have, you can say whatever you want, really. Like the fact that he's not had any like goals or assists in the last. He's got like 1 or 2 goals and assists combined in the last 8 games or something like that. But that doesn't tell you about like his build-up play, about his pressing, about like how else he's contributed to those goals.
It's the school of thought that Frank Lampard's the best midfielder out of Gerrard, Lampard, and Scholes
because he
scored more goals. Yeah. It's that kind of school of thought that would lead you to believe that Mo Salah's out of form this season, and he's had a couple of bad games. Don't get me wrong, and you've only got to read my match reviews on WordPress. You've only got to read my match reviews on WordPress to see exactly what I thought of a couple of Mo's performances recently. Particularly,
well, you wanted him to be benched, didn't you?
Well, I was calling for it definitely after United. Yeah, United it was. I just think he just needs pulling out the firing line every now and then. Do you know what I mean? And that's nothing against Salah. It's something Liverpool could do with doing occasionally. Do you know what I mean? It's something we don't have. We can't protect our players in the same way that. I mean, look, the City game's on in the background as we speak, and Man City's squad looks very, very bare at this point in time. But we all know it's not. And in an ideal world, City can just turn around and go, all right, Aguero might not be scoring this week. Not that that's ever happened ever, but they could like conceivably just go, Aguero's not scored this week. All right, we'll play Gabriel Jesus instead. And Liverpool don't really have that luxury without turning to Divock Origi or Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah, true. And we've had to turn to Divock Origi recently with the absence of Firmino. Sturridge does come on in this game though, and
he gets a good assist as well.
Yeah, plays one hell of a ball through for Mane.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It was a really weird game from Daniel Sturridge. I mean, a lot of people won't have seen it because it wasn't included in any of the highlights. But he comes on, and the first thing of note he actually does is we get a corner, and Sturridge goes over to take it with Keita, and I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing Daniel Sturridge take a corner for Liverpool, but they take a short one, and Sturridge puts the ball in, and then it gets cleared out. Comes back to Sturridge and he puts another cross in with his right foot, and literally all I saw Daniel Sturridge do when he come on the pitch was just spray balls around. It was ridiculous. It was like
maybe that's his job now, because he can't run.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did have a pot shot as well from about 30 yards that was blocked and went out for a corner. But yeah, I mean, it's the hope that goes with Daniel Sturridge, and with Adam Lallana as well. To be fair,
it's for Roy Hodgson's school of thought, taking a very tall striker on corners. Good.
Fucking hell.
What? Cheers.
Forgot about that. Harry Kane taking corner as well. Peter Crouch got a lovely reception on this game as well when he came on against us, and you know everyone in the Kop was made up to see him.
Are there much nicer blokes in football than Peter Crouch?
No, I don't think so.
I
did say though, it's impressive for Peter Crouch to have been to as many clubs as he's been to, and have not played for a serious rival of Liverpool. So when you think about it, he's only played for the only teams you could even consider rivals would be Spurs, who aren't, and Southampton, who aren't but hate us because we keep buying their players.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's no one else, is there? Do you know what I mean?
He has done well.
Yeah, he's done well to stay clear.
Man of the people,
and he has been at a lot of fucking football clubs as well. But yeah, I love Crouch.
Whereas on the other hand, you've got Milner, who's done just every club that United hate ever.
Yeah, she's literally
seems to have just aimed for them all.
He's literally going around the country just to spite Man United, and fair play to him.
More power to him. More people should do
that. What a fella. Love James Milner. I suppose we should talk about Burnley's first goal a little bit. We touched on it.
It's a weird one.
Have you ever seen a more blatant foul in a football match in your life?
Yeah, it is. It's 2 or 3 Burnley defenders just completely obstructing Alisson. It is ridiculous.
I felt so bad in the ground because there were kids all around me, and the amount of swear words that left my mouth straight after it. I realised how many times I'd used the C word very quickly. I don't know why I've censored it here, but the amount of times I was just like, right, okay, that's probably not alright what I've just done there. But
I mean, they're in the Kop.
Yeah, you bring your kids.
There's a family section.
That is true. You bring your kids to the footy, you have to kind of expect that. But yeah, I mean, I think whatever I said, Alisson Becker must have said worse because he got a yellow card.
He did get booked, yeah. He did look fuming.
He was absolutely livid, and he chased all of 30 yards to go and tell the referee exactly what he thought.
Good.
Well, City... No, how has he missed that? We're not commentating on that. Yeah, I mean, it is mad when you consider... I mean... Actually, while we're talking about City, when you consider the goal that they get given against Watford, that completely starts it gives them a momentum in that game, and you know they very quickly score the second goal. It's not long until they get the third as well, and all of a sudden, game's over. Whereas before that goal was given, Watford are looking pretty comfortable. Yeah. You know, it's 0-0. It's looking all right,
and they've got the game plan of getting 60 and bringing on the big guns,
exactly,
trying to win it,
which I was absolutely livid about because I called it down to a fucking T at half time. I was just like, listen, he's getting to 65 and he's bringing on the big guns.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. They do actually score from that as well. And it literally comes down to a refereeing decision, which for some reason he overturns his official, which is just fucking lunacy, to be honest, who's in a better position than he was at any point.
That's the whole point of having linesmen, to be able to spot things that the referee can't.
Exactly. At this point in time, we may as well just get rid of the fucking linesman and just have the referee just deciding who's on and who's off. He does that, gives City a goal, and then City go on and win as a result of it. Whereas you look at our game instead, I mean, that kind of goal, if Liverpool were on any kind of slump, that definitely could have hit not only our chance of winning this game, our chance of winning the title.
Yeah, definitely.
Could have handed Man City the title.
Heads could have very easily dropped after that.
Yeah.
Like, coming after such a difficult week and then getting to a game where it should be getting back on track, and then having something like that happen, it must just cement the idea in the heads. Maybe this just isn't meant to be. But, like, credit to the players, because that didn't happen. We actually picked ourselves up and went and won it. But it could have very easily happened. Like, a weaker team, a weaker mentally team, would have cracked under that. Like, Tottenham would have lost that game.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you've got a point there, yeah, definitely. I mean,
Tottenham have crumbled, like, the last 3-4 seasons.
I don't even know what's happened.
And they've crumbled now, so,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean,
sorry, any Spurs fans, not that you listen to this.
I do know what's happened with them because I said it at the start.
Oh
of the
yeah,
season.
legs dropped.
The World Cup had just had the fucking.
Yeah. But like the second, it's the second they're in the conversation for the title.
Yeah,
they lose.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it is about mentality, and it's about installing a winning mentality, and I don't think Pochettino's quite managed to do that yet with Tottenham. Whereas Jurgen Klopp, you know, you can say what you want about his record in finals, but it's one thing that this team's getting very good at, it's winning football matches.
This is true.
And at the end of the day, if you win the most football matches in a league season, typically you do win the league, unless you've lost a shitload as well, or whatever, do you know what I mean? But typically it means you win the fucking league. And
yep.
Liverpool are very much in a position where they've dragged themselves, like, in this game in particular, they've dragged themselves and just went, listen, we're not gonna, you know, it's reminiscent of the Arsenal game.
Yeah,
we're not gonna let our heads go here. We're just gonna, you know, you score, all right, Sam, we'll get two, it's fine. We'll get the lead, it's fine. We did it against Crystal Palace as well. Liverpool have recorded the most points from losing positions in this Premier League this season, 13 points. It's joint most with Man United and I think Leicester as well. But it is just a mentality thing. That kind of record to salvage points from losing positions is a mentality thing, and Liverpool have that mentality in Spayfuls to prove that time.
I think that is even more impressive when you look at how many goals we've actually conceded.
Yeah,
like to be behind so little in the season, and then to still claw back and win the points it's incredible. Like,
no, definitely.
The mentality of this team is something to behold. It is really, really incredible.
No, and definitely, I mean, you even look at the Man City game that we actually do lose, we still go level in that game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we still fight back in it, and all right, we don't see it through to the end, and it's a great goal from Leroy Sané, but it's still the mentality in there that Liverpool go behind, and straight away it's not a, for fuck's sake, we're having this again. It's a, all right, sounds. We're behind. We're just gonna play our game, and our game normally means we score more goals than the opposition. That's just the way we are built at the moment. It's fucking great, to be honest. I love it.
I wish we were playing now. I mean, it's only tomorrow that we've got to wait, but I just want to watch Liverpool more.
Yeah, I mean, we have just. It is nice to have that back, isn't it? I guess where we can just say that we can be like. Looking forward to every match rather than just being like, for fuck's sake, we might lose that game, we might lose this game here and there.
Well, I think we're past that now because we're now behind City. I think we can, as fans, enjoy it a little bit more again. Because when we went ahead, you could tell there was the nervousness around Anfield. There was a nervousness just talking between ourselves in our group chats, just thinking, like, when are we going to make a mistake? But now, like, there's mistakes. I'm doing air quotations. There's great radio. There's mistakes have been made. I think we're back to being able to enjoy it and just waiting for City to make a mistake. Like, it's their turn. Like, let's see if they blink.
The more I see Liverpool perform like this, like, you know, the two last home games. Sorry, so Watford and Burnley. You know, around the United and Everton matches. Now, obviously, there's a lot more pressure on United and Everton than there is on Watford and Burnley. But the more you think, Jurgen just went, I'm all right with points here. Just a point here. I'm fine with just a point here. And that was part of his plan in the grand scheme of things, where he just turned around and went, listen, we'll take a point at these two here, because we're going to win over 10 games that we've got left over this season, and we'll just win the league that way.
Well, that's what I was saying. Those two away draws at United and Everton aren't... They won't be the reason we don't win the league if we don't win the league. Because they're good results, and they're results that you can plan for. Mm-hmm. It's the draws against West Ham and Leicester which are the frustrating ones, because they're games that we should win. So what he's done is he's prioritised the Watford and the Burnley games. Maybe not like personnel-wise, but in properly going for it wise. Win those games, do not lose against Everton and United. Because if we lose against them, then things go wrong. If we go gung-ho against either of them, things can go really, really wrong. We can lose them. It can completely mess up momentum. But not losing those games and winning against Watford and Burnley, I think, can give us a good platform to move forward after this. Because we've got no difficult away games left. Not really. Not like top six or rival-wise.
And anyone we have got who you would consider a difficult away game will either be safe from relegation or relegated by the time
Wolves
we actually come around to play them. Exactly. And, Wolves at Anfield. But, I mean, we've got Huddersfield as well, who will be down by that point as well. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those.
Is it possible to be down tomorrow? I don't know.
I mean, sorry, they're not far off, are they? Let's be honest. Sorry, Lexi. I think you can look at it now when we can take a step back. It'll make more sense at the end of the season, obviously, but there's definitely a case where Jurgen Klopp just turned around and went, right, to win this league, City. How many games have City won now in the league on the bounce? So City haven't lost since Newcastle, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they've won the last 6 games. So it's for City to win the league now, without us if we don't drop another point, City have to win 14 games in a run. And Jurgen Klopp's basically rolled the dice on that and went, I fancy us to win 9 games in a run more than I fancy Man City to win 14.
Yeah.
And I think that's
especially with their incredibly busy April coming up.
Exactly, and I think with that in mind, with the injuries that they've obviously got, bearing in mind that this is basically their bench tonight's a joke, considering how much money they've spent.
Yeah,
I think time will tell whether or not it's a worthwhile risk. But I think that is definitely part of the thinking, is that Liverpool over the next 8 games. It's very likely Liverpool will win at least 7 of those games.
Yeah.
Now, is it likely Man City win at least 7 of their games? Of course it is. They're Man City. But because of the fixture congestion, because there's FA Cup weekends in there, because there's Champions League quarterfinals, which obviously Liverpool hope to be involved in as well. Time will tell if both teams are involved in it, to be fair. I've not looked over once and seen Schalke with the ball, but you never know. But you know, if let's say for argument's sake both teams do get through, then Liverpool start having a busier April as well. But without the FA Cup weekends in there, we have little breathers here and there.
Without the FA Cup weekends, and we've got easier April fixtures just in the Premier League
spread
than
out
they
a
have.
bit more, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair,
they've got United and Spurs, and I think Crystal Palace away, which is never an easy place.
And Burnley away's in there as well somewhere. Ugh. I think Burnley away's the last one. It's Burnley away, Leicester at home, Brighton away. Their last 3 games. Whereas ours are Huddersfield at home, Newcastle away, and Wolves at home. Nice. I've never known the fixture list this well, ever, in my life. Honest to God, I've never.
Now you can tell we're in a proper title race.
I wouldn't trade this position for any other season I've witnessed.
No,
at this point in time. Liverpool have never been in this good a position, and no team's ever been in this good a position and been in second. To be honest with you,
I was reading those stats on Reddit or Twitter this morning. No team has ever had 73 points at this stage of a season and not been top.
Yeah. And that is the cross we're going to have to bear this season. We all knew it was going to be a fucking tough one, with Man City being the way Man City are. And it's the fact is, Man City, if they are to win the Premier League now, and they are to win the 14 games in a run that I've just suggested, Man City finish on 98 points.
Yeah.
Last season, they were lauded as one of the greatest teams to ever play football because they got 100 points, and we're only talking 2 points off there. And I mean, say they'd. I'm trying to think of a game that they've drawn. Wolves away. So they draw against Wolves away early on in the season. Could quite easily have won that game. So there's your 100 points.
Wolves equalising goals, a handball.
Exactly. So they could quite easily have got to that 100 points this season, but for that decision.
Yeah.
And yet we are sat here saying if Liverpool, from this point, match them stride for stride, Liverpool will be on 97 points instead. 97 points is a fucking ridiculous
so many points.
To give you context, right, you can only get 114 points in a Premier League season. That is the maximum amount of points you can get. So Liverpool will have dropped 17 points all fucking season.
Quick maths.
17 fucking points all season, and Liverpool might not win the league, and that might not be good enough. And for some people that might be frustrating, and people might call for Jurgen Klopp's head and say, oh, if we'd have won this game, if we'd have won that game.
If anyone, if we finish on 97 points and don't win the league, if anyone, absolutely anyone, calls for Jurgen Klopp to be sacked, they are a fucking idiot. He would have led a team to get 97 points in the Premier League. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's only been bettered once, possibly twice, if City get 98.
This is the thing, isn't it? I mean, we sit here and we can laugh about this. 97 points is an absolutely ridiculous points total. I mean, we've seen seasons in which 81 points has been enough to win the league.
I fucking hate Leicester so much. It should have been us.
Just to give you context, right, I've just been saying about the 17 points difference, so Liverpool will be 17 points off maximum points for a season, right? That's the difference. If Leicester finished on 81 points that season, that will be the difference between City's maximum points total of 98 and Leicester. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what we're talking about here. That's how fucking big a chasm it seems to be, do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous that we can sit here and we can talk about this, and this is a genuine possibility that Liverpool might not be good enough to win the Premier League because the team above them are better, are 1 point better off. 1 point, one singular fucking point.
If that does come to pass,
I'll kill myself. I'll lash myself off off the dock. I'm not even arsed. I can't handle it. Fucking 1 point, man. This club is fucking cursed if that happens.
Look, it could be worse. It could be goal difference.
I mean, there's every chance.
Worst nightmare.
There's every chance.
I know there is.
If you think about the maths now,
if they lose City, one, we draw one,
exactly.
We all win the rest.
Say City get beat by United, which is highly likely, and then Liverpool go into the last game of the season, Wolves who've taken points off Man City, taken points off Arsenal, beaten us in the FA Cup, taken points off Chelsea. They beat Tottenham away.
You are going to make me cry here. You need to stop.
Wolves last game of the season. When the fixture list was drawn, it was like Wolves, sound now. Now you think about it, and you're like, Liverpool draw that last fucking game and we lose this title by goal difference.
You're making my anxiety flare up. I'm
just
telling you now, I'm going to have a panic attack.
Oh, fucking hell. Keep breathing.
I am having a panic attack. Will you calm down and have a cup of coffee?
Take a deep cup of water, you'll be alright. I think that's how you fix a panic attack anyway. Fucking hell. Alright, I'm just going to breeze through it. I don't care.
Cool, that's fine.
We've had a couple of problems with the microphones throughout this. If you haven't heard any of the cuts, it's because of my seamless, flawless editing skills.
The laptop's trying to turn us into Transformers.
It really is. But I'm leaving that one in because it only lasted for about a second. So, and you can appreciate the effort we've gone to get this out to you as well. No, it's one of them. We can sit here and we can laugh about it, but at the end of the day, it will be absolutely fucking soul destroying. I don't know how we even got onto that because we were talking about Liverpool versus Burnley.
Liverpool. We've talked about the first goal we've conceded and nothing else really.
It's one of them. Liverpool scores from very basic goals in this game. It's one of those things. I mean, Mane's is a lovely finish, and it comes about from great work from Adam Lallana. But
really
his
great
first
work
one,
from Adam Lallana.
Exactly, it is, but the other 3 goals are tap-ins. I mean,
the Firmino's first was great work from Salah.
Exactly. See, Senor, give the ball to Bobby from 4 yards and he will score.
Yeah.
That's the new song, because it needs more words.
This is true.
But, I mean, no, I know what you mean. It's a great goal for Mane's... Sturridge's ball through to Mane is a great goal.
Yeah, it's so good.
But, I mean, we are talking about 3 easy finishes for top quality football.
Pretty much, and they were kind of given to us by Burnley as well. Just poor clearances. Like Heaton, I don't know what he was thinking for the third.
It's about time keepers had a bad fucking game at Anfield, I'm telling you.
Long may that trend continue,
I know.
as long as it's not Alisson.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Unless he's manhandled by Burnley players again.
No, exactly, fucking climbed on. I've never seen anything quite like that ever. Has he given a penalty here?
I don't know.
Yeah, he has. Just give a penalty. Fuck off. Don't ask for VAR, you'll get sent off. Why are we talking about this game?
Welcome to our live commentary. We should do that one.
We should do live commentary, yeah, we'll just sit there. We'll do it for... I was going to say we'll do it for Newcastle. You're away, aren't you, you prick?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find a game to do at some point this season. Maybe the Champions League final, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, or I'll be in Madrid, one of the two. Yeah, I mean, so Liverpool record a 4-2 victory over Burnley. It's quite a comfortable win, but let's not underestimate how good the Reds are. The Reds are absolutely fantastic throughout this game.
Really are.
It's one of our better performances this season. 2 goals flatters Burnley so much. Their last goal, I am slightly blaming Virgil van Dijk for. Hold on to your seats. I can't believe
that's fair enough.
But
if that's Virgil's one mistake this season, I'm happy.
Secondly, give away a penalty against Man City. But yeah, I know what you mean. You take that as long as Liverpool still win. Do you know what I mean? It's like Alisson's made mistakes that have led to goals this season, but Liverpool have won those games.
True.
So who's asked?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, Liverpool sit 1 point behind Manchester City. Liverpool will hopefully overtake Manchester City at some point soon. I could really do with it. It's better. In fact,
they don't play this weekend.
No, they don't. If Liverpool beat Fulham this weekend, that is a very good point. Liverpool beat Fulham this weekend. Liverpool go 2 points clear at the top of the Premier League, albeit Man City will have a game in hand.
You know what that game in hand is, though?
Manchester derby.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fucking hell, he's Panenka. What a cunt. Oh, fucking hell. Oh,
yeah, that's better. Stick your UV on.
What? Oh, that's ridiculous, you know.
Who's good at footy?
I don't know who it is.
As far as we know. Never mind.
This has been an absolutely fucking terrible listen. This has just been me and you watching Sally. Yeah, so what was the thought? Oh yeah, Liverpool can go top. If we beat Fulham this weekend, it will leave the Manchester derby as Man City's game in hand, which is obviously... I mean, if you could handpick a game in hand for Manchester City to have, it would be that one. Especially away from home as well. Hopefully, United will have a fully fit squad for that game, and I can't wait to, I'll be a full-on United fan for that day. I'm not even asked. Where are all the weirdos going to go? All the ones who were like when they last played each other. And all the weirdos who were like, I can't want United to win. I can never want Manchester United to win a game of football. So a draw will do me here. Who are they going to support? Because it's too close to the end of the season for us to be like, well, City will drop points somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? So they have to support Man United now. So what are they going to do? I'm going to be sat there singing Glory, Glory, Man United. I can't fucking wait for it, to be honest. Just purely because Man United doing us a favour will kill them.
I'm going to ask Kerry's dad for a United shirt. I'm going to sit and wear it.
I'll sit there and I'll sing 20 times Man United with the rest of them. I'm not even asked, mate. If it means Liverpool win the Premier League this season, I'm not fucking beyond doing anything. And I mean anything. If you're listening, the devil, I will sell my soul for this. I'm not even asked. I think Alex Ferguson sold his soul so Liverpool never win the fucking Premier League again in 1990. So. One of them, I guess. Yeah, I mean, hopefully next week Liverpool are top of the Premier League again. I mean, it puts this pressure right back on City. also puts the pressure slightly back on ourselves a little bit. I guess in an ideal world, you'd stay behind them until you weren't, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Until the last day of the season when they lose.
No,
and we
exactly.
Win. Yeah,
exactly.
Ideal world, yeah, but
it's easier to be the chaser than the one at the front.
You
ever played Mario Kart? It's always easier.
Can't get hit by a blue shell in second.
It's always easier to be behind than it is in front, and that's true of anything, I think. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's nice to see. It would be nice if Liverpool are back at the top, where we deserve to be. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah. I just want to finish on something me and you discussed the other week. We never actually got round to talking about it on it. Okay, I'm springing this on Matt as a little bit of a surprise.
He does do this.
I know. We've got 10 minutes left, though. I wanted to do a 45-minute one, and we've got 10 minutes left, so
cool.
It's one of them. Shut up, weirdo. Basically, me and Matt had a little discussion because Liverpool Legends is a term that's thrown around quite a fair bit. And you see the Legends games, and you see people like Thiago getting a game for the Legends, and it's like, well, he's not a legend, and it all came about because Jason. The original reason I was saying this is because Jason McAteer had a massive argument with someone on Twitter who was like, "You're not a Liverpool legend. Why are you playing for the Legends team?" And like McAteer was just like, "I know I'm not a legend, but the club asked me to play. What the fuck do you want from me?" Kind of thing. But
that is fair enough to be fair
discussion.
Enough.
Well, yeah. The discussion me and you had was what defines a legend and what defines a cult hero. And I'm sure we've done something similar to this before, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to basically have a room 101 with people who are considered legends, who should not be considered legends and are considered a cult hero. So, my person who is considered a legend and I think needs tearing down from that is Luis Garcia. Okay. Now, would you like to argue against that point, or would you like to agree with that point that Luis Garcia is not a Liverpool legend?
Please don't make me argue for it. He wasn't very good. He just wasn't very good. He had a great song, which has been sung to death, and I now hate.
He scored some very, very good goals.
He scored the best goal ever, possibly. Well, second best goal ever after the Origi Derby winner.
The Chelsea one or the Juve volley?
The Chelsea one.
Oh, I was going to say,
we can have an on-goal.
Juve volley one was alright, like, but no, yeah, because it drives me fucking mental when people call Luis Garcia a Liverpool legend.
I wish you'd have given me a little bit of warning so I could come up with someone that I would pick as well.
I know, but what I've decided, I decided to throw this in because I was like, I was going to tell you earlier. I'm not going to lie, I was going to tell you earlier. I kind of forgot because I was busy away. But it's one of them. I think the one we were both discussing first was Dirk Kuyt.
Yeah.
Because Dirk Kuyt's considered a legend by some, including, well, you consider him more a cult hero than a legend, don't you?
Yeah, he's probably more of a cult hero. I wouldn't say he's a legend. He never won anything with us. He was never like the heart and soul of the team. Mm-hmm. That's what I think it takes to be a legend.
Yeah. I think that's probably better if we do that, and we'll come back to this chat another day. But if we were literally just to say now exactly what we consider to be the criteria for a legend and a cult hero, I think you've just summed it up. I think it needs to be somebody who has contributed more than Luis Garcia did overall. I mean, you can have flashes of brilliance, and Luis Garcia definitely had flashes of brilliance, but he was shite for a lot of the time as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think. It's like you wouldn't consider Florence Cinema Pongola a legend because he scored against Luton in the FA Cup, which he scored twice in that game. He scores against Olympiacos. He's not considered a fucking legend, though, because he scored 2 vital goals in 2 cup runs, is he? Do you know what I mean? It's Luis Garcia's just happened to be in bigger games, I guess, didn't he? But I mean, well, maybe not Cinema Pongola.
He scored a legendary goal. A legendary goal. I don't think that makes him a legend. Like, Jerzy Dudek wasn't a very good keeper. He had a legendary penalty shootout. I think that makes him a legend. I think the thing with Jerzy is he did it. Fine, he did it in the Champions League final, but he also did it in the League Cup final against Manchester United as well.
And I think there's more credit for Jersey than there is for the likes of Lewis Garcia because of that. Because there were 2 games where he was a standout player. Lewis Garcia does go missing in the Champions League final as well. Let's not forget that. Lewis Garcia does fuck all in the Champions League final or game. I mean, it sounds like I'm like proper having a go at Lewis Garcia. I did love the fella. He was, he did give us some great memories and stuff, but he's just not a Liverpool legend. The one that really pisses me off is Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso was a great footballer, and he's probably one of the best midfielders I've seen play. But he's in no way considered to me a legend because he won a Champions League and an FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can consider anyone in Liverpool's recent history other than Gerrard, Carragher. Do you know what I mean? Like, there isn't anyone in the last 10 years that stands out to me as a Liverpool legend except for those 2.
I think I agree.
And I mean, that's because Sami Hyypiä retired in 2000. Well, left Liverpool in 2009. He's probably the last one I'd say who's not.
I've got my legend that shouldn't be, by the way.
Okay,
it's Owen.
You see, I was going to argue he should be.
Oh, really?
So, I think
my criteria that I just said makes a legend is like,
do you know what?
lives and breathes the club.
Before you get on to this, right? Do you not find it fucking hilarious how he's at this moment just trying to seize back that he's a Liverpool legend at this moment in time? Like last week,
yeah, because we're near the top of the league.
He didn't celebrate United's goal against PSG.
Yeah.
When you see his footage of him celebrating that Barcelona goal against PSG all those years ago, it's not because he likes PSG. He just fucking goes off his head. Bearing in mind, he's a former Real Madrid player as well. Mm-hmm. And then Man United score, and he just sits there with his arms folded, just like not arsed at all.
I did enjoy how much piss that boiled from United fans. Yeah, I really did enjoy that. But he can still get fucked.
But he also was covering the Liverpool game the other day.
He keeps saying we, doesn't he?
He does keep saying we. It's fucking mad.
But that's only a recent thing. He said we a lot
about Man United. Yeah, exactly. So
it's since United have turned shit, and we are now like toe to toe with City in the league. He just wants to be attached, and that is why he should not be considered a legend.
That's fine. I mean,
He's a fair weather fan.
It was a little bit of devil's advocate.
Just so happened to play for us.
It was a little bit of devil's advocate to be honest. That's fair. I would say that. What I do have to argue is if we are going to talk about standout players in finals, Michael Owen literally had an FA Cup final named after him while he was at Liverpool.
Yeah, and that's fine. If he didn't go on to play for United.
Yeah, all right. That's fair enough.
You've got to love the club. You've got to live and breathe it and bleed Liverpool to be a legend for me.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
he proved that.
Fair enough. I mean, Lewis Garcia can be considered on that basis purely because he still tries to boil the piss of Chelsea fans every Halloween.
I mean, that is great. Yeah, you know what? I'll argue for Lewis Garcia being legendary purely because he keeps doing that.
Right, I'm sorry I sprung that on you last minute. I think we'll do that again at some point. I think if we could just have a legend or not chat every now and then, I think that's a pretty good one. Because there are a couple that just stand out who are considered as legends, and then you look back and you're just like, no, you're not really.
John Onarise can get fucked. I'm just going to end on that. I mean, I met him, and he's a sound fella, but he's not a legend.
He was my hero.
That's fine. And he was my brother's, and I got him to sign a shirt for him.
No, I completely agree.
Because I am the best brother ever.
I think it's weird, isn't it? Because we're at an era now where it's all we have. It's to John, you know what I mean? Like, me and you can't really sit here and say, oh, John Barnes, legend, Ian Rush, legend, Kenny Dalglish, legend. We can't do any of that because we didn't see any of them play.
No, that's true.
All my earliest memories of a Liverpool defence included Dominic Matteo. Do you know what I mean? Fucking madness. Phil Babbins, shit like
John
that.
Joe Shelby, legend.
Fucking Andy Carroll, legend. Scored one of the best goals I've ever seen in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley against Everton. And
worth for that, every penny.
Worth every single fucking penny. Yeah. No, it's just I mentioned Andy Carroll. You know there are people who think Luis Suarez is a Liverpool legend, and he's not.
No,
he's not. He never won He won one Carling Cup, which is at this moment in time what Jordan Henderson's won at Liverpool. Now, all right, you can argue that it's down to quality and stuff like that as well. All right, maybe if you were going purely on quality, maybe Luis Garcia does. Not Luis Garcia, Luis Suarez does squeak into there. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're going on there, but he's the best player I've ever seen, to be honest. I rival with Mo Salah last season, but yeah, but he won't fuck all. He won't fuck all. He came within a hair's breadth of getting Liverpool Premier League, fair enough, yeah, but it doesn't make him a legend. Rafa Benitez is a Liverpool legend.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I mean, we've disproved that Luis Garcia is a Liverpool legend. We can put him in the cult hero section instead. Fantastic. If we're including Luis Garcia,
please stop singing his song
every time we play Chelsea? Also, can we fucking knock That's What We Call History on the head as well? The fucking Chelsea song that we sing every time we play them. Like just a pre-warning before we play them this season. Because, let's be honest here, Chelsea got bought out in 2003. That was a long time ago now. Chelsea have 16 years worth of history now, which, it's not...
They've won a Champions League now.
They've won a Champions League, and at this point in time, they've won stuff more recently than we have. Our last big major honours, 2005, 2006 if you include the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, just fuck off. Just
Let's just sing about John Terry's mum.
Exactly.
Keep singing that one because it's great.
That's fine. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry the last bit was a little bit off the cuff. I should have warned Matt a bit earlier. It's the problem with working in hospitals. You never have any signal, so you can't message people, and then things go out your head. If you've liked what you've heard there, all of our sites are now available on our pinned tweet on Twitter. So if you go on there, save me reading them out every week.
And what's for Twitter?
The Twitter is the Twitter is the story of a poor boy. The handle is, I can never fucking remember exactly what it is because it is TSOAPB_podcast.
There we are.
That's it. There you go. So give us a follow. If you like what you hear, thank you very much. We'd appreciate any shares. Up the Reds. Hopefully, when we come to you next, Liverpool will be through in the Champions League. We didn't even talk a little bit about Bayern Munich. I've just realised, never mind. It's fine. The Reds are going to go through comfortably. It's fine. It's one of them. So hopefully Liverpool will be through in the Champions League and Liverpool will be top of the Premier League as well. Up the fucking Reds, who are going to do the double this season.
Yes.